But we're going to pick up a little bit from yesterday. So yesterday was a very gentle session, which I think I needed, and maybe we all kind of needed to just ease back into it. We're going to do the same thing where we're not going to need any special props. You're just going to need your mat. And then if you do want something to put either under your head or under your lower back, or when you're seated, just have a block or a cushion or a folded up towel available for yourself. But we're going to start lying on our backs today. So you can just get yourself settled into a comfortable position. And we're going to do what's called a butterfly position with our knees. So you're going to bring the bottoms of your feet together, the soles of your feet together, and you're going to lie all the way back. And then just pull the flesh of your bum out so that you feel that your lower back is in a comfortable position. Make any adjustments you need to the placement of your feet. Take your hands, put them underneath your head, and you're going to lift your head up. Almost give yourself a little bit of a traction stretch. So you're giving a little bit of a pull. And then place the back of your head down and take your hands, and you're going to place your hands just on either side of your ribs. So let your elbows rest to the floor. And then you can either close your eyes completely or just soften your gaze a little bit and just take the next few moments to connect into your breath. So with your hands on your ribs, you can actually feel the movement of your body as you inhale and exhale. And you can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Or you can keep your lips sealed and just breathe in and out through your nose, whatever feels best for you. And then stay connected to your breath and notice the back of your ribs, the back of your body, which is connected to your mat. And as you inhale and exhale, notice the movement of your ribs. Maybe notice the weight of your lungs against the floor. And then see if you can start to lengthen and extend your breath out. Make it just a little bit longer than your inhale. And taking just a few more moments to breathe. With your exhale, start to soften and sink your body. Let go of any areas of tension that you're holding on to. And a lot of the time, the tension might be around our neck, our shoulders. It might be around the hips. But you might even notice that you're holding a little bit of tension around your forehead, maybe between your brows, maybe around your jaw. You might be holding some tension through the belly, in your abdominals, or maybe in your lower back. And just see if you can use your breath to let it soften a little bit. It might not disappear completely, but just start to become aware. And then just take one final breath in, and we're going to hold our breath at the top for a moment. Pause here, feel the energy in your body, and then slowly breathe out through your mouth. Let your eyes blink open gently, And then start to slide your hands down the side of your waist, down the sides of your hips. Hands come underneath your thighs, and you're going to bring your knees all the way up together. And then I want you to hug just your right knee in towards your chest. So as you draw your knee in, you can feel your lower back gets a little bit of a release. Tuck your chin and bring your forehead up towards your knee. So you're actually rounding through your spine, getting a stretch between the shoulder blades. You can almost feel that your kidneys are pressing down towards the floor. And then release your head and shoulders all the way down. Take your hands behind your right thigh, flex your right foot, and on your breath out, start to stretch your leg up. It might straighten, it might not, and then bend your knee and allow it to release. And again, exhale. And release. We're going to take 3 more. And release. Feeling that lengthening along the hamstring, maybe into the calf muscle, depending on where you're tight, maybe even into your lower back a little bit. 1 more. And release. And now just circle your ankle. Doesn't matter which way you go. We're going to change direction in a second. Change and go the other way. Nice big circles using your toes, your foot, your ankle. And then just let your foot relax. Take your right thigh and cross it over the left thigh. Bring your hands a little bit wider than your mat with your palms down. Roll your legs towards the left. Turn your head and look towards the right. No forcing. And then exhale, bring yourself back to the center. Think of activating into the obliques. And again, legs to the left. Head to the right, chest is open, heart is open, and exhale. Think of wringing water out of a sponge to draw back to the center. 2 more, breathing in, breathing out. And last one, inhale, rolling legs to the left. Look over the right shoulder. Exhale, come back to the center and hold it here. Bring your legs up towards your chest. You still have your right thigh on top. Put your hands onto your opposite knees and then slide your hands down towards your ankles. So you're coming into that lovely gluteal stretch, that piriformis release. We're just going to stay here for a few moments. Make any adjustments that you need so that you're feeling it in the bum, in the deep hip on the right. You don't really want to feel that it's pinching or impinging into the hip at all. So find a position that works for you. Just a few more moments. And then on your next breath, uncross your legs. Bring both knees in towards your chest, one hand on top of each knee, and stir the cloud. So you circle the legs away from each other. And you can make this as big or as small as you want. Just make sure that it feels good, that there's no strain. And then change direction and circle the other way. Stir the clouds. Just mobilizing into your hips. And then bring your legs to the center. Now put your right foot onto the ground. Hug that left knee in so you're getting a little stretch into the lower back. Tuck your chin. Curl your head and shoulders forward and stay here just for a moment. So again, you're getting that stretch between the shoulder blades, that muscle called the rhomboids. Getting a little bit of a stretch across the lower back, your kidneys, and then releasing all the way back down. Hands behind the thigh, flex foot. Exhale as you stretch. And release. And again. Taking 3 more. And start off nice and easy, and as you do a few more repetitions, you'll start to find that your hamstrings start to release a little bit more on their own. You don't have to force it. One more. And release, stay here. Circle your ankle. Nice big circles. And then change direction, go the other way. And then cross your left thigh over the right. Hands a little bit wider than your mat. Roll your knees to the right and look to the left. Breathing in. Use your breath out to use those obliques and draw back to the center. And again, inhale. Wide across your chest, your collarbones. Exhale. 2 more. And just this rotation of the spine is a lovely way to warm up your back, especially first thing in the morning. Exhale. Stay here. Bring your knees up towards your chest. This time your left thigh is on top. Put your hands to opposite knee. Slide hands towards your ankles and settle back into that gluteal stretch. Find a little bit of length along the back of your neck. So give yourself a support underneath your head if you feel that you're straining. And just notice, how does this left side feel in comparison to the right? And on your next breath, unwind your legs. Bring both knees in, one hand on each knee, and again, we stir the clouds. Doesn't matter which direction you go. Again, we're going to change in a moment. And then reverse, go the other way. And see if you can use your hands to guide this movement as opposed to tightening into the hips. Allow your hips to be soft. And then come back to the center, placing both feet onto the ground. Separate your knees and feet slightly, arms beside you. You can do palms down or palms up, and we're going to go into pelvic curl. On your breath, small tilt of the pelvis and then roll up through your spine. And at the top position, pause here for a moment, relaxing into the back of your throat, soften across your chest and shoulders, and see if you can open the front of the hip. So you're really squeezing into the gluteals here, not the lower back. And then consciously, deliberately roll yourself back down. Feel the imprint, feel your kidneys, and releasing at the bottom. And again, tilting pelvis, rolling up. A little bit of a squeeze into the gluteals. And this time, just bring your awareness to the soles of your feet. And just really feel that you're anchoring and rooting evenly. Heels, toes, right, left. And then slowly down, soften through the back of your throat. Place your lungs, place your kidneys, and releasing at the bottom. Taking 2 more. Pause at the top. And ripple down. And this is going to be the last one. We're going to stay up here for a moment. So when you reach your top position, just double check that your lower back feels good. And then hover your arms just off the ground, find your balance, and then continue bringing your hands all the way up towards the sky. Turn your palms to face each other, and we start to scissor. One arm overhead, one arm forward, and scissor. Can you keep your pelvis stable? Can you keep it lifted? And focus on keeping that little tuck of your pelvis. Your gluteals have to work. And you're probably going to feel your hamstrings a little bit as well here. One more. Bring both your hands straight up to the sky. Now keep your arms in the air and slowly roll down. Again, softening into the back of the throat, the lungs, the kidneys, and then releasing to the bottom right here. You're going to engage your core. Bring your right knee up to tabletop and hold it here. Place your hands just towards your right thigh. Tuck your chin, and on your breath out, come up into a chest lift and hold it. Now, if your neck is straining, just put one hand behind your head, but otherwise, see if you can keep both hands pushing towards that knee. We're going to stretch that right leg forward. Your hands stay where they are. And exhale to bring that knee back in and connect into your hands. And again, inhale. Exhale. 3 more, breathing in, breathing out, and get a little bit of resistance into your hands. 2 more. So you can feel the loading into the abdominals when you resist into your hands. 1 more. Hold it. You're going to lower that right foot down, reach your hands up, and lower head and shoulders all the way down. Just stay here for a moment. Roll your head to one side, softening the neck. Roll your head over to the other side, softening into your neck. And then come back to the center. Now this time, pick up your left knee to tabletop. Hold it here. Hands come to the front of the knee. Chin in. Exhale, curl head and shoulders forward, and you hold. You extend your left leg, breathe in. Exhale, and resist. And again, breathing in. Remember, if your neck is straining, place your hand behind your head. 3 more. See if you can keep that lift around the bottom of your sternum. Flattening into the abdominals. 1 more time. Hold it, placing that left foot down, reaching both hands up, and then lower head and shoulders all the way back down. Hold it here. Turn your head to one side. Turn your head over to the other side, releasing into your neck. And then bring yourself back to the center. Inhale to open both arms wide to the side. And then exhale and bring your hands all the way up and connect fingertip to fingertip. And again, breathing in. Hover your arms just off the ground. Exhale. Last 2, breathing in. On this last one, open your arms out to the side and hold it here. You're going to keep palms up and push the backs of your hands and arms onto the ground. Bring one knee up to tabletop. Bring your other knee up to join. Knees and feet together. Taking your left knee out towards the side, but you're not going to go wider than the edge of your mat. And then exhale to bring that leg back to the center. Take your right knee open to the side. And the trick is to keep your pelvis level. And then exhale, come back to the center. Now take your left knee open to the side and stay there. Start to lift the right hip to bring the right leg to join the left leg. So now you've gone into a slight rotation. And then bring both legs back to the center at the same time. And now take your right knee open to the right. Keep it there. Take your left leg across. So you're going to feel that your left hip lifts up. You are rotating the lumbar spine. And exhale to come back to the center. And again, taking left knee out. Right leg comes across to join. Chest open. And exhale back to the center. Right leg opens to the side. Stay there. Bring your left leg across to join. And then exhale, come back to the center and hold. Now bring both your hands all the way up. You're going to loop your hands behind your legs, flex your ankles, and extend both legs up towards the sky. Inhale and release. Exhale. And release. 2 more. And release. 1 more time. Stay here. Have your legs as straight as you can manage. And again, bring both your hands straight up towards the sky. And now open your arms wide and press the backs of your hands down to the floor. Take your left leg just out, no wider than your mat, and bring your leg back to the center. Keep your pelvis level. Take your right leg a little bit out towards the side and back to the center. Guys, if your back is taking strain, just bend the knees a little bit. Now take your left leg out a little bit, stay there. Bring your right leg across to join it. And then exhale to bring both legs back to the center. Right leg opens. Left leg comes across to join. So we're doing exactly what we did a second ago, except we've extended the knees. Come back to the center. 1 more time each way. Left leg. Right leg comes across to join. Draw back to the center. Right leg. Left leg comes across to join. Come back to the center. Point your toes, bend your knees in, and just rock a little bit from side to side. All right, so let's do a slow roll up from here. Hands behind your thighs. Start to move your legs a little bit away from you. Curl your head and shoulders forward, and on your breath out, pour your body weight in towards your feet. Forehead comes towards your knees. And then unravel your spine and lift all the way up and tall. So move back a little bit. You're going to have your legs as straight as possible. Pick up your right foot, step it across, flex that left ankle, and take your right hand to prop yourself up behind your back. Reach left hand up. Start to spiral towards the right. Hook your elbow over your knee if you can, or just hold on with your hand. And then start looking over your right shoulder. Close your eyes and just take a moment to feel your sit bones grounding you, your right foot standing on the floor, and your left heel has energy pushing away. As your tailbone lengthens down, the crown of your head lengthens up. And now bring your awareness to your breath. So as you inhale, you can feel that internal expansion and release. And as you exhale, emptying your lungs, you can feel that there's a gentle squeeze in the belly and the possibility of spiraling just a little bit deeper. Don't force it. Taking one more breath in and out. And then gently release. And I'm going to give you 2 choices here. You can stay as you are and just soften the left foot, overlap your hands onto your top knee and rest your forehead down. And we can just stay here. Or if this feels really easy, you could even bend your left leg underneath you and bring it to the side. So you come into a little bit more of a challenging seated position here. But if there's any strain into your hips or into your lower back, then just stretch that left leg out again. Really doesn't matter which position you choose as long as it feels right for you today. And just coming into this seated position, this hip release. And once again, connecting into your breath and seeing if you can allow that extended exhale to let go of any tension that you might be holding. And where is that tension on your body this morning? Taking one more breath in and out. Slowly unravel. And now place your left hand to the ground. Hold onto your right ankle so that you can help yourself as you bring it all the way around. I'm just going to pivot slightly. And you're coming into a mermaid seat. So you're sitting like this. Yeah? And from here, just coming into a little bit of a seaweed from side to side. And it's a very free, easy movement, so you can make it as big or as small as you want. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. Just feeling it out for a moment. And then placing your left hand to the ground, do one more long stretch over. And then come up, keeping that left hand to the floor and the right arm extending. Look up at your right thumb. We're going to inhale to reach back and up. And then exhale as you bring your right hand towards the left. And again, inhale, reaching up and back. Exhale. Taking 3 more. Feeling through the shoulders, the arms, the front of your body as it opens, and the back of your body as it opens. One more time, breathing in. Breathing out. And then just come back to the center and pause. Come all the way upright. Bring both your feet around towards the front. Knees bent. Separate your feet slightly. Hands holding onto your knees. Sit up nice and tall. Exhale as you curl back. Almost use your hands as a little bit of resistance here. And then pull forward. And you can either just come up into a seated position, or you could maybe lift up through your heart. Curl back. And then pull forward. So if you joined the class yesterday, or if you had a chance to catch up, we focused on doing a lot of extension of the spine. But our focus wasn't on bending backwards. The focus was on opening up through the chest and through the heart. So it feels quite different, even though the movement might be the same. And it just shows the power of the mind. Taking one more. Curl back. Curl forward, lengthen, maybe do a little bit of a lift through the chest, and then release. This time, extending your right leg out, step your left foot over, left hand behind your back, right hand reaches, and start to come into a little bit of a spiral. So again, hooking your elbow or hand, and then just guide yourself into a very soft spiral. Close your eyes. And again, feeling the support of the ground underneath you. So your sit bones, your left foot, the energy through your right heel, and just also notice your left hand that's propping you at the back. Feel the height of your spine. And then again, draw your awareness to your breath. So as you inhale, there's a feeling of lifting, of expanding. And on the exhale, there's a feeling of maybe being able to guide yourself a little bit deeper. And guys, just a reminder that we don't have a lot of rotation through our lower back. So don't force your lower back. We have more rotation through the rib cage, the thoracic spine, and we have the most rotation through our neck. Taking one more breath in and out. And then slowly bring yourself back to the center. Hands on top of your knee, resting your head down. And you can choose to stay here, or you could bend that right leg, bring it to the side. Make sure that you can sit comfortably and then settle yourself. And again, just noticing how this side feels in comparison to the first side. Notice where you're holding tension, and can you lengthen and extend your breath out and allow those areas to sink a little bit deeper, to soften. Taking one more breath in. Gentle exhale. Start to unravel your spine. Put your right hand to the ground. Hold on to your left ankle and guide your leg all the way back so you can come into that mermaid seat. Make any adjustments that you need, and then when you're ready, coming into seaweed. And just getting that opening through your side body. And I'm sure at this point, you guys know how important I think this movement is, especially with how much we sit during the day, and these side lines of the body tend to shorten and close down. So it's just a beautiful opportunity to open up. And now bring your right hand to the ground. Do a long stretch over. And then just straighten both arms. So you're keeping your right hand onto the floor. Look up at your left thumb as we reach back. Inhale. And then exhale, bring your left hand towards the right. And again, breathing in. And breathing out. Three more. And just notice if your body prefers the opening of the chest, or if you prefer the opening along the back of your ribs. Where do you feel ease and where do you feel resistance? Come all the way back to the center and coming upright. Now this time we're going to make our way onto hands and knees. So coming onto hands and knees, set yourself up so that your wrists feel comfortable, and we're going to go into a full cat stretch. So start by rounding your spine up, and then lengthen your spine, and you can either come to neutral or you can come towards a little bit of extension. And again, tuck your tail, lift your belly, push away from your hands. And then lengthen and maybe extend. And we're just going to take a few more rounds. So this is just like that half roll back that we did. And it's an opportunity for you to just feel out the movements of flexion and extension. See where your spine wants to go. See what feels good for you today. And we're going to come back just to a lengthened spine position and hold it here. Take your right leg, extend your leg back, stay here for a moment, and then walk your left fingertips forward, stay here. And then on your next breath, see if you can pick up hand, pick up leg, and just stay here. So this is an isometric movement, which means we're not actually moving anywhere. But there's a lot of activity in us finding our balance. So bring your awareness to the right hand and your left shin that are connecting to the floor. Oftentimes we focus on the hand and the leg that's lifted. Bring your awareness to what is rooting you, what is grounding you. Take another breath, and then bring your hand and your knee all the way in. Take a moment to center. Left leg extends back. Walk your right fingertips forward. Double check shoulders and pelvis are level. And then lift hand, lift leg, and once again, find balance. It doesn't have to be a high lift. And you can probably immediately feel your core muscles engaging. And feel your left hand and your right shin connecting to the ground. Pausing here. Stay with your breath. It's one of the first things that happens is we hold our breath as soon as we have to focus. So keep breathing. And then bring hand and knee all the way back in. Stay here. Spread your fingers out. Tuck your toes under. And we're going to do a little bit of a transition to downward facing dog. Before we actually go up into the position, you're just going to move your hips back so you get a bit of a stretch around the knuckles of the toes. And then come forward again. And let's do that 2 more times. So you press back, get a little bit of a stretch around your feet. And come forward. Just 1 more time. And come forward. And now this time, hover your knees. Move your hips back. Move your hips up. And let's just walk the dog a few times just to get a stretch around the Achilles, the calf muscles. And then decide if you're going to keep your knees a little bit bent today or if you would like to straighten them. So feel where your spine can lengthen and create space. Relax your neck. Connect your thumb and forefinger to the ground as you roll the tops of the shoulders back. And then once you have that set up, you can figure out what your legs need to do. Because sometimes when we straighten our knees, the back rounds. Yeah? So rather keep the back lengthened with the knees bent. And then as you become a little bit more comfortable here, you might be able to straighten the legs. Stay for just a few more breaths. And then let your knees come all the way towards the ground. Release your feet back. Open your knees, big toes together. Sit yourself back. Bring your head all the way to the floor. If you need to put your head on a block, then go for it so that your head is supported. Walk your hands together in prayer. Bend your elbows to place your hands behind your head and just staying here for a few moments. So just feel the effects on your body of all the movements that we've done so far. Notice the areas of your body that are starting to release. Feel where you are holding energy, where you're feeling strong. And then on your next breath, bringing your hands all the way forward, walk yourself up onto hands and knees once again. And we're going to go into a little bit of a balance, a 4-point hover. So tuck your toes under, and then on your breath, lift your knees just up off the ground. Now you can stay here, or start to pivot your knees and feet towards the left. Come back to the center and then pivot them towards the right. Come back to the center, lower your knees, release your feet, round your spine like a cat, sit halfway back, pop up onto the tips of your fingers so that you're taking the pressure off your wrists and off your hands. Feeling a little bit of a stretch maybe through the lats and the lower back. Lovely core connection. And then place your hands down, come forward, and lengthen your spine. So we're going to try that again. Tuck your toes under. Press into hands and feet so that you can lift your knees. So you're going to pivot your knees towards the left, and then just see maybe if you can step the right foot through, step the foot back, and pivot to the center. Pivot your knees towards the right. See if you can maybe step the left foot through. Step back, pivot to center, lower your knees, release your feet, round your spine, sit back, press up onto the tips of your fingers, and stay here just for a moment as you breathe. Feeling that release across your lower back. Place your hands down. Come forward, lengthen your spine, and we're going to do one more set. So remember, you don't even need to pivot. You can just do hovering the knees if you want to. Tuck your toes under. See if you can lift your knees just up off the ground. Pivot your knees towards the left. See if you can step through, and maybe you can pick your left hand up to your heart. And then you can step back, hands down. Pivot your knees towards the right. Step your left foot through, and maybe bring your right hand towards your heart. Come back to the center. Lower your knees, release your feet. Nicely done, guys. Round your spine like a cat. Sit your hips halfway back. Pressing up onto the tips of your fingers. Pause for a moment. Placing your hands down, and then come back to the center and lengthen out your spine. So we're going to be going into a plank position. So if you need to come forwards or backwards on your mat, you can. Extend one leg back, toes under. Extend the other leg back, toes under. Now you can stay in a plank position and come down to the mat, or hinge your knees to the floor, tighten up your bum, tighten up your abs, and then 5 counts as you bend your elbows to bring yourself all the way down towards the mat, and then hold it here. Release your feet back, energy through your legs. Keep your elbows lifted. You're going to inhale to come up into a little baby cobra. And then you're going to exhale as you release back down. And again, we inhale, baby cobra. Make sure your 2 little bottom ribs stay on the floor and you squeeze your elbows together. And exhale, release. 3 more. Inhale, energy through your feet, energy through your heart. Exhale. Last 2, breathing in. Exhale. 1 more time. Breathing in. And exhale. Stay here. Overlap one hand on top of the other and resting your head down. Rock your pelvis from side to side. And then let yourself settle. Stretch your right arm overhead and just roll onto your right side. So you're going to have your left leg on top here. Make a little pillow with your underneath arm and your left hand is balancing you. Squeezing your legs together, long straight line of the body. On your breath out, lift both legs up. Stay here. So you've got your obliques connected. Take your top leg up and bring it down again. Your legs are still suspended though. Now take your bottom leg down, lift it up again. Taking your left hand, reach it up, balance, and then legs and hand come down at the same time. And we go again. Both legs lift. Stay here. Top leg, your left leg goes up, so you're working gluteus, and bring it down. Bottom leg, your right leg goes down, so now we're working inner thigh, the adductors, and lift it up. Stay there. Bring your left arm up. This is isometric work, balance, and then legs and hand come down together. 2 more sets, both legs up. Pause. Top leg up and down. It's slow and controlled. Bottom leg down and up. If your neck is straining, turn the tip of your nose down. Lift your top arm, balance. And everything comes down together. Last set. Both legs. Top leg. Bottom leg. Arm lifts. Find balance. And then everything comes down. Roll onto your stomach. Overlap one hand on top of the other. And just rock your pelvis gently from side to side. Center yourself, and now left arm stretches out. I'm going to have my back to you for a second. Roll onto your left side. Right fingertips are going to be on the floor. Find your placement and alignment. And both legs lift. Stay there. Top leg goes up and down. Bottom leg goes down and up. Stay here. And then right arm reaches. Ooh, find balance. And everything comes down together. And lift both legs. Stay here. Lift and lower the top leg. So you're working gluteus medius. And now the bottom leg goes down and up. Balance. And then top arm, right arm reaches. And everything comes down. 2 more sets. Lift. Make sure that your neck is comfortable as you work. Keep the connection into your core, so your top obliques are having to work the entire time. Take your top arm up. Keep your focus. And releasing everything down. And this is the last one. Lift. And lower. And lower. And lift. And then top arm reaches, 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 reaches. And everything comes down. Roll onto your stomach. One hand overlaps the other. Rock gently. And then center yourself here. Take your hands under your shoulders with your elbows poking up. Tuck your toes under. Firm up your bum. Firm up your abs. Push onto your hands and knees. And then bringing knees in, big toes touch, settle yourself all the way back, and do whatever feels good for your hands. If you want to stretch your arms out, if you want to bend them again and place them behind, Maybe you even want to wrap your hands around and hold onto the soles of your feet. Staying for just a few moments. And then on your next breath, walk your hands backwards towards your knees. Just move your hips over to the left side. Your feet will be to the right. Do one long side stretch up and over. And release. Swing your feet around to the other side. Long side stretch up and over. Come back to the center, bring your feet around to the front. Now come towards the front of your mat, and we're going to do rolling like a ball. So lift your feet up. See if you can find balance. You can either hold on behind your legs, especially if your hips and lower back are tight, or hold on to the front of your shins. And we're going to inhale to rock back. Exhale to roll forward. Inhale. Remember to keep your chin tucked in so that there's no pressure on your neck and there's no banging of your head on the floor. Make it as smooth as you can. If you need to use your feet a little bit to help, then do so, especially if it smooths out the ride for you. One more. And hold it. Placing your feet down. Just move a little bit away from your feet. Arms reaching forward. Take a breath in to sit up tall. Exhale, roll all the way down onto your back. All the way down. All the way down. And release. Placing your hands just onto the side of your ribs. Let your knees open into that reclined butterfly position. Make any adjustments that you need so that your hips, your lower back feel good. Find a little bit of length along the back of your neck. And just as we started, allow your eyes to soften or to close. And just let yourself slow down for the next few minutes to pause, to integrate, to feel and observe what's happening with your physical body, your energy. And just that very simple awareness and observance of your breath can give you that connection between the physical and the energetic. Notice the movements of your body as you breathe in and breathe out. And if you do a little bit of a scan over your body now, noticing the areas of tension that you had before, has there been a shift? How does it feel? Taking just a few more deep inhales, long exhales. We're going to take just one more deep breath in. We're going to hold our breath at the top. And then a long sigh through your mouth. Blink your eyes open, come back onto your mat. And again, slide your hands down underneath your legs as you lift your knees all the way up. Once again, hug your knees in towards your chest, maybe a little bit of a rocking from side to side. Slip your hands behind your thighs. And let's do one slow roll up. And this is just a really lovely way to transition from lying on your back to sitting upright without doing any kind of jarring movements on your body. And give your hands a little bit of a shake. Beautiful, guys. Shall we do a little bit of a check-in?